Hello all. It's getting a little night in some sense. Just looking at some more information. Still have some issues in regards of, you see all the, Mohammedanism and Catholicism being, two sides of the same coin and all that. You have so many things that, goes in that direction and, all these. But I still wanted to find out something, and I still have some issues getting the information because it's a little hard to find people that are actually, on the internet in regards of the... I found a website in regards of Nestorians, but I haven't really gotten any reply, and I have a little hard time to actually find. Or maybe it's just me, it should be... maybe there's other channels to do these things. Probably is, but usually I'm using the internet. So, and of course, as time goes, or it won't actually change the direction apparently. As time goes, of course, more information comes out and all that. As things becomes more normal, it's easier to. I already think we have a lot of information connecting the creation of Mohammedanism to the Catholic Church. But anyway, still something I'm still getting more pointers and all that. But in my view, yeah, I think it's a good. I think it's absolutely a possibility. I think they were created by Rome. But anyway, you see all these hints and things, and again, it's Romanism and Mohammedanism is like two sides of the same coin. Of course, Rome is the head, and Mohammedanism is the tail. But in any case, so I was looking in regards of Dave Hahn, The Woman Rides the Beast, and this is like a pre-book lecture. I just wanted to, some of the things he said was, just a little bit of it, in regards of the title of the video, in regards of.
Well, let's bow in prayer. Father, once again, as we take your world arena.
There we go.
He's telling you the most important, influential leader on this earth is Pope John Paul II.
Oops.
So, when he wanted to use religion for his purposes, Christianity, calls himself a Christian, you know where he went. Why, he got in a plane and he flew to Nashville, Tennessee to meet with the head of the Southern Baptist Convention, right? No, he went to Rome to meet with the Pope. And he had a 5 or 10 minute conversation alone because they're both Slavs. They're speaking Russian to one another without an interpreter present, so we don't know what was said. But we do know that when he came out from that private audience with the Pope, he introduced the Pope to his wife, Raisa, who also is an atheist.
Where was it?
What he means, of course, you see, it's going to work in cooperation. Has his headquarters at...
Let's see if we have 22. Okay, 23. Okay, so let's go back to the. If I can find it now, cause it's a little. Nope. It's just not going to be easy, right? There we go. Because it calls Videota, even if it's another player. But anyway.
Has his headquarters the spiritual religious system of this world that has come together in a great.
He's talking about the whole. He's talking about the beast and so forth. I think there's some minor things here and there that I think he gets wrong, but overall, yeah, it's Rome. But anyway, so
been in bed with the kings of this earth. All right, it is. How many do we have? A city on 7 hills. It's committed fornication with the kings of the earth. It rules over the kings of the earth. Now, what city rules over the kings of the earth? Well, we'll come back to that. Not Washington, not Moscow or Paris. There's another one. It rules over the kings of the earth, and it is drunk with the blood of the saints and the martyrs of Jesus. Where has that blood flowed? We're talking about Rome. I mean, you can't escape it. I mean, I'm not an anti-Catholic trying to read something into this. Now,
I'm not sure in regards of anti-Catholic, but, Would I be an anti-Catholic? I think so, because Catholicism is against the truth. You know, you have like a Christian facade, just disguising paganism and filthiness, and it's just, just put a cross on the top of the penis of a false god, and everything is apparently okay. Then you have Christianized it. I can't even remember the name, but of course the pagan god probably have a lot of different false, what do you call it, names. What is it called? The Osiris or something. Anyway, I can't remember everything, and my brain is not working that good at the moment, getting too much information and all that. But anyway, you have this penis standing in the middle of St. Peter's Square, and they put a cross upon it, then everything is okay. Just put some Christian glimmer on things, and then everything is okay, apparently. No. Why would a Christian organization have, a filthy symbol as that standing in the middle of so-called St. Peter's Square? The first thing I would do as a Christian would to just destroy it, Anyway, we have the cookie Jesus as well of the Catholics, not the one that died for the sins of the world once and for all, but, a perpetual sacrifice through the Roman Mass, whatever you want to call it, where they think they make this little round piece of an unleavened bread into the literal body, blood, and flesh and soul and sinews of Jesus Christ, God. It's just an abomination. And they think to sacrifice him all over again for the dead and the living and all that in the whole houses of the Catholics. And apparently if you are a Catholic, you need to meet up on Christ Mass Day in regards of coming to the Mass of the Catholics, their Sun Mass, or Solar Mass. It's as far as I can see, it goes back to pagan sun worship. Not a big surprise, actually, when you see it. Sunday, the venerated day of Sol Invictus, the venerated day of the false pagan sun gods, the unconquerable God, and the same, Christ Mass being the birth of this solar god. So not really a big surprise. But anyway, let's go forward here with Dave Hunt.
I'm not saying that the Catholic Church is all that is held in view here. It is the false religious system of this world that has come together in a great ecumenical movement in the last days, but its headquarters is at Rome. Who is the greatest?
Now, in regards of Rome, the whole and all that, I remember in regards of the Bible, that's in regards of the woman being, that's the, what do you call it, the pure woman in some sense being Jerusalem, and still, even if she represents in some sense the city of Jerusalem, also representing the land of Israel. So if you have Rome being represented by this whole, it could in some sense also represent the whole of Romanism. But I'm still studying the things, but back to the thing.
Ecumenist in history, John Paul II. You can't escape it. And in the book he held up global peace in the.
One thing I do not understand with a lot of some that find out about these things is that many people are still calling them so-called popes or so-called holy fathers, and I guess to point out who we are talking about, but people should know, having all the all the historical information that we have had throughout the hundreds of years, which of course have been hidden away from us, but we should have known these things. we don't know who the Antichrist is because we haven't cared at all, and thereby truth had slipped under the, what is it called? Slipped under the floor, the roof. No, the blanket. I'm not sure what it's called. In any case, it's we should have known these things, and we shouldn't have known where the Antichrist is because the Protestants protested against him, and yet we don't know. It's just so sad. So, but anyway, yeah, okay, I understand that the Roman Caesar using this title as so-called Holy Father, when Jesus said, or Yeshua said, we shouldn't call anyone on earth Father. There's only one Father, and he is in the heavens. It's a blasphemous title that this guy down in Rome are putting upon himself. Of course, we also have he takes upon himself, he's the Caesar as well, the Roman Caesar. And if you can find the Roman Caesar, you pretty much found the beast, the guy representing the beast. Which, of course, is the fourth beast that also Jesus is coming back to cast into the lake of fire. And the little horn persecuting the saints, thinking to change times and laws. That would again be Rome and the whole working, on that account. Very, what is it called? Oh, I think it slipped my brain, sadly. Yeah. But in any case, so just read the Bible and you should know, and read the history of the Protestants and you should know. Read the last book of Luther. I sadly don't have the name, but the last book he wrote before he died. There shouldn't be any doubt who he thought, and that the Protestants overall thought about who was the Antichrist. It shouldn't be news to us, and yet we have totally forgotten it. And the Jesuits, or the soldiers of Satan, have been very, 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 very effective. And we have to begin to care a little about the truth, because so much of it has slipped away these days. I have no idea how we have fallen so far away from the truth, but we have. And we need to ignite the fire again and to begin to study the Bible again, and study our history. And Anyway, let's go forward.
Rise of Antichrist, which I had a couple hundred of them ordered to come here, and instead they sent me 240 of somebody else's book, a book I never even heard of. So sorry about that. But I quote John Paul II. For example, when he was in India, he went to India, he said, "We haven't come here to teach you Hindus anything. We've come here to learn from your rich spiritual heritage." John?
Yeah, and Hinduism is clearly Satanism. There's not pretty, it's clear. Hinduism is just clear Satanism. Buddhism is clear Satanism. Those two are pretty much discounted easily. Like Mohammedanism, in some sense, should be easily discounted. They reject the Son of God, Hinduists have all these different false gods, and it should all these deceptive, lying works of the devil. And the Christian churches in these days are just taking it into the churches. Today I heard about something new, and maybe I've heard about it before yet. At least, anyway, any case, you hear about so many things. But in any case, today I read about this thing in regards of, this board, what's it called? I can't even remember. Anyway, they just Christianized that board, this occult board, to get in contact with demons, just Christianize it, and apparently everything is okay. No. Yeah, people are just out of their mind in these days. And I guess, what was it? When you read Like this is the book of the Didache. It's not part of the New Testament. But it is interesting to see what they actually say in it. Because when you look on the Christians these days, it's just, it's so sad to see. I just also saw another video, in regard to these charismatic movements and all that. And that was one of these guys preaching. Oh, he was very good at preaching, you know. That's the you know. But anyway, I couldn't find out who it was. There wasn't any name when he talked. So anyway, this is from the Didache, the book of the Didache, said to be the first collection of laws or rules for the Christians. In the last days, the false lying prophets and corrupters will be multiplied, and the sheep will be turned into wolves. Now, who is the sheep? That would be the Christians, right? They will be turned into wolves, and love will be turned into hate. And in regards of love being turned into hate, if you go to the book of Matthew, I think it says, in regards of love grow cold because of lawlessness. I think it's the book of Matthew someplace. But then it continues here. This was just a note from me, thinking back on the book of Matthew. For as crime it has like 62, and when I go down to read 62 is Torah disobedience or lawlessness, anomias, without law. Anomias, and I actually found it over in the Greek as well. Anomias. I'm not sure if I can read the Greek here. Nautis, gastis, nomias, or something like that, Sorry, the Greek is not... in any case, so Torah disobedience, in regards of Torah is law, the law of God, and it equals lawlessness, anomias in Greek. The author is certainly not speaking of Roman laws here, but those of El Elyon, or God, or I think God Elyon, what is Elyon? Anyway, the true living God in any case. I'm not sure Elyon, God Almighty. Nah, isn't that Shaddai? That is... Anyway, in any case, that's... For as crime increases, lawlessness. I'm not sure why he actually used that word, crime, when the Greek actually says lawlessness or without law. Actually, you could actually say without law, which is actually... It gives a little more information when Jesus also rejects people, telling them, verily, verily, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity, which is actually lawlessness, and it actually the Greek word anomias again, so that is actually people without law, and that's still future, so it doesn't seem like the law is, abolished according to, if we're going to follow what is written in the book of Matthew. Anyway, for as crime increases, without law, in regards of without the law of God, in some sense, the law of Jehovah. So as it increases in regards of not going by the law of Jehovah, so crime or iniquity or lawlessness increases, they all will hate, persecute, and betray each other. Then the deceiver of the cosmos will appear as though it were the Son of God. So according to this, at some point there will, be this final Antichrist, apparently being seen as the Son of God. I'm not sure how that is going to work out, and this is an outside document, but nonetheless, I think it's interesting. And it will work in performances and monstrosities, and the land, that would be Israel as far as I understand it, will be given over into its hands. Which, could absolutely, if not already on the way. But anyway, and it will do perversities such as have never occurred in any age. And then, of course, we can look back in the past history in regards of what is the guy called? The Greek guy. That seems to be a little in regards of the same of what is going to happen in the future. Antiochus, I think he was called Antiochus the Fourth or something like that. Anyway, I'm still researching these things, but then it says, then all humankind will be brought to the trial fire. Many will be greatly dismayed and so perish, but the ones who stand, but the ones who by their firm belief stand up, they will be rescued by the cursed one himself, that will be Jesus Christ, as far as I understand it. Then it talks about, then will appear the true signs. The first sign, rending open the heavens. The second sign, the blowing of the shofar. And the third sign, a standing up of the dead. So that would be the first resurrection. Then it says, for as it has been recorded, Jehovah will come and all the holy ones, I think it is in regards to Kodashim, holy ones, with him. And then will the entire cosmos see Jehovah approaching on the clouds of the heavens. So that would be Jesus, of course, but Jesus is Jehovah. But anyway, so that's, by the way, just, yeah. Anyway, so that was in regards to the Didache, but it's just interesting, just a little interesting reading. But of course, just, the Bible overall is the thing that but that is not to say that we can learn anything from documents from the past. Just have to be careful about it. But, the Christians, very close to the source are interesting material that they have as well. Those people close to the apostles would be close to what? Well, close to the original thing in regards of... Anyway, I'll get back to the video.
Paul II, when he spoke to Hindu audiences at the University of Calcutta, the University of New Delhi, he said, what India has to offer to this world is a spiritual vision of man. And the world does well to give heed to this. Can you imagine? Commending Hinduism, the spiritual vision of man that Hinduism has given to this world, is anything but biblical. He gathered together in 1986 in Assisi, you remember, Italy, to pray for peace. He had 160 of the leaders of the world's 12 major religions. John Paul II said, we're gathered together to pray for peace. He said, we are all praying to the same God. And he said, our prayers are creating a spiritual energy that is bringing about a new climate for peace. That's about as new age as you can possibly get. Committed fornication of the kings of the earth, an ecumenical movement, a false religious movement, bringing everybody together. You know that one of his good buddies is the Dalai.
Yeah, so what were the, and actually he has a documentary that is also called The Woman Rides the Beast, or a lecture or something, more like where he has collected the things together and all that. Here he just stands preaching. And it has images of that encounter as well. And I'm not sure how many encounters. I thought there was actually, but anyway, you can see his video. A Woman Rides the Beast, Dave Hunt, and you should be able to find it on YouTube. And you can see it's less than an hour with good information of his collected information about this system and all that. And he shows videos of when they are collected with all these, people and all that. And if you pray to the same God, I know which God it is then, because it can't be the God of the Bible, because, that doesn't work, because he said there was only one way to salvation, and that's through Jesus Christ. Not that there are many ways to God. That's the same thing I had when I was in the occult, where I was like, I got the idea that I stood in the middle and there was like a circle around it. And whichever direction I took, I would, find God? Well, if you think about Satan being God, well, of course, that would be true. But if you're talking about the true living gods, in regards of Jehovah, well, then you need to repent and turn around and begin to look to Jesus Christ. There's only one way to God according to Jesus Christ. So that's, if you follow the true Jesus Christ, not all these false versions where, you have so many false versions out there. But anyway, as I see it, they are praying to the same God in some sense. They're praying to Satan, all of them, at this meeting. There was also this, where they put this idol, but of course there's a lot of idols anyway in Rome, and, all their filthiness, their abominations, and yeah, it's a big topic, but anyway, when Jesus comes back, or Yeshua come back, he's going to just, set up his own kingdom and cast the Antichrist into the lake of fire, with the false prophet as well. Now, that's, again, huge topics. Again, if you want to study this and go to the essence of the things, I think, it would be the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation. Those are the two main books. Jesus also talks about it, of course, in the books of the gospel. And overall, the Bible talks about a lot of things that hasn't happened yet. So, but the primary sources is the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation. If you really want to study that, instead of listening to all people, then just study it for yourself and let the Holy Spirit open the books up for you. And they are really, really deep books, and I still have a lot of research. There's so much in these books, So, but that's, that's the what do you say? It's the, it's the main, it's the, this, yeah. If you want to begin to. And then you should come to the same conclusions that many of the Protestants came to. And when you begin to research history and what was going on and all that, or what has, been going on in history and all that, just all the pieces, the saying goes, all roads leads to Rome. And there's a lot of lies in Latin. You ever heard about these quotations anyway? Anyway, just a small video. I'll get going for it. My brain is not that. There's so much information. I don't understand why all these things has been hidden away from us. It shouldn't be. If we just taught our children from the beginning these things, you wouldn't have all these. You wouldn't have the necessary for. Of course, it's always good to read the Bible, of course, but there's so much out there. It's just so much filthiness. Anyway, by the way, in regards to the wolf or the sheep becoming wolves, if you just look at what is going on out there in the Christian world, following all these, not standing on the Bible, that's for sure, just following their own ways and the ways of the world, and getting all the pagan things into the churches, and it's just really going downhill. It's really sad to see. So, in some sense, maybe this is actually what is being, what shall we say, told in this book, It doesn't look good for sure. But I had a video on that. I'm not sure if, let's see if I can find. I probably had it up here. See. Maybe I closed it down. Yeah, I closed it down apparently. Yeah, trailer, nope. Yeah, it's not there apparently. I thought I had it. Oh well, but this was one of these videos in regards of it. Sorry, I don't have it. I deleted it from the Yeah, I deleted from the videos. In any case, I just wanted to, yeah, you know, just show that Dave Hunt, when he talks about this, yeah, praying to, we are praying to the same God, the Antichrist says. Yeah, you're all praying to Satan, ecumenical movement and all that, give me a break, and Satan is using all these deceptions and ways of deceiving people, and oh, it's spiritual, then it must be from God and all that. No. You have it all wrong. This is Jesus warned us against these. Our standards should not be in regards of miracles and wonders and all that. Our standards should be in regards of the truth and the Bible, not in regards of visions and dreams and wonders and miracles and all that. That shouldn't be our standard. The Torah as well talks about, if someone does something or says a prophecy and it's, and they lead you astray into a false god, don't follow after him, It's, even if something that he says comes true, don't follow after him, You're being tested if you're going to stand on truth or if you're just going to be led astray. And the same thing, we have Jesus talking about things as well, that there will be wonders and, in regards of even deceiving, or if it was possible to even deceive the elect. Well, if the elect is, if possible to deceive them, if it was possible to deceive them, then these deceptions are very, very slippery or slick, so if they are nearly, if possible, to deceive the elect, if possible, well then, what chance does the rest of the world have then? Anyway, it's getting tiresome, I'm beginning to feel worn out in some sense. It's just, there's one battle to the right and to the left, and in regards of the lies are just coming from everywhere, and it's just you're getting a little worn out of it, just in regards to the Trinity, right? There's a lot of things in, and people will say no, they never talked about the Spirit and all that. Well, just on my Facebook, I have 2 sources. That's also, I remember, in regards to where one of the guys from 250 AD is also quoting in regards of 1 John 5:7. When I did research in regards of that, he, of course, has the Spirit as well, in regards to that. Now, of course, he writes the Son and not the Word, but besides that, he pretty much talks about it, but as far as I can see, so. And of course, we have another witness saying that he quoted, 1 John 5:7. Of course, they don't say 1 John 5:7 because that's, in regards to 1 John 5:7 is something that was fixed later on. But, the same place where first, the sentence of it. Here we have, this is Charles Haddon Spurgeon. Oh, that's actually from that movie, but sadly I might not have nope. Everywhere there is apathy. Nobody cares whether that which is preached is true or false. Charles Haddon Spurgeon. Yeah, and that's true today for sure. If it's, it might have been not that good in his days, but in our days, oh yeah, that's just, let's see here. Then we of course have, in regards of the annihilation, I have no idea how anyone could think that the annihilation of the wicked is not biblical. You just hear these different Anyway, the second death, where both body and soul will perish, is clearly written in Scripture to be the sentence for anyone rejecting the salvation of the Passover lamb. Let's see here. Oh, there we have another quote from that movie I had. That's from Charles Spurgeon again. Let's see. Providing amusement is in direct antagonism, or direct opposition, I think it was called, to the teaching and life of Christ and all his apostles. What was the attitude of the church to the world? We are not sugar candy, ye are the salt, Matthew 5:13. Something the world will spit out, not swallow. Short and sharp was the utterance, let the dead bury the dead, Matthew 8:22. He was in awful earnestness, or something, okay. But here we have like Tertullian in 200 AD, you know. If the number of the Trinity also offends you, and he also talks a little further down the line about the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Or was it because he was at once the Father, the Son, and the Spirit that he spoke to himself in plural terms, making himself plural on that very account? Nay, it was because he had already his Son close at his side as a second person, his own Word, and a third person also, the Spirit in the Word. What he purposely adopted the plural phase, let us make, and in our image, and become as one of us. This is in regards of, you know, I've heard these Benitarians say that it was something invented in regards of the Council of Nicaea, and I'm just, you know, the same thing with the was it the false Jehovah's Witness that, anyway, I've heard, in any case, I've heard the things that they, you know, where people say in regards of the Jesus being God was invented in regards to the Council of Nicaea. It's not true. It's just not true. It's a lie. It's so it's, let's see here. Oh, that was Hades' Bible Handbook exposes wickedness of the Roman Catholic Church, and that was I'm not sure if the newer versions have the exposition of the Roman Catholic Church and the Jesuits, because Graham apparently, the Billy Graham apparently took it out of his version. He bought the rights to the book. I'm not sure how that happened and all that. But after the guy that had written the book died, Billy Graham took it over and began changing it and took out the whole chapter of this. But it's something I had to look more into. But I was looking. Oh, there's a woman writes the Beast. That's in regards of Dave Hunt. There's like 3 people, Dave Hunt and 2 women. Dave Hunt has died and one of the women have died. One is still alive. She was like a witch, I think, doing miracle healings and all that. But she's still alive. There's like what do you call it? A triune of exposing a lot of the works of Satan. Where was that other one that I quoted? I write a lot on the Facebook. Let's see if it wants to load. It should be a picture or some. Yeah, here we go. This is in regards of 180 AD, Irenaeus. It was not angel. He's talking about in regards of when he says, let us make, when the God said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness. First page of the Bible in some sense. So 180 AD, Irenaeus says it was not angels. Apparently that's a Jewish fable in regards of, and I think actually I've heard it probably from Jews, but again, there's so much. In any case, I don't care. I just care about the truth. You just have to know the truth, and then many, the false Jehovah's Witnesses or the Mohammedans will say, oh, it's a plural, it's a majestic plural, and they will just say that in regards to this, of course. And the Jews apparently went for another idea because they have, in regards of Elohim, and Adonai being plural, they just say it's a name instead of taking the plurality of it. So they found another lie about it in regards that God is talking to angels. You just don't get that. Anyway, therefore, who made us? Okay, it was not angels, therefore, who made us, nor who formed us. Neither had angels power to make an image of God, nor anyone else except the word of the Lord, nor any power remotely distant from the Father of all things. For God did not stand in need of these beings in order to the accomplishing of what he had himself determined with himself beforehand should be done, as if he did not possess his own hands. For with him, that would be the Father, were always present the Word and wisdom, the Son, and the Spirit. Do we have three here, or do we have, we have the Spirit here, right? Yeah, the Spirit, by whom and in whom freely and spontaneously he made all things, to whom also he speaks, saying, let us make man after our image and likeness. And actually the plural term is used twice in the Hebrew, so it's, our image and our likeness. But in any case, so we have the Spirit talked about here, and this is from 180 AD. We had Tertullian as well from around 2nd century as well. I have a source from 250 in regards of quoting 1 John 5:7, disproving that it was inserted later on and all that. Just another topic and all that. So when the Binitarians, which believe only that the Father is God and the Son is God and not the Spirit, and saying that the Spirit wasn't spoken about and so forward before the Nicene Council, that is just not true. It's just not true. I'm getting tired of all these things, and you're using a lot of time to disprove them, to look into it if it's true, and then you find out no, it's not true. It's the same thing with the Jehovah's Witnesses, or false Jehovah's Witnesses. It's not true. And Satan just comes with one lie after another. It just continues and continues. And it's like, it pretty much just went on and on from the day that I began to repent and turn from Satan's candy store, or walk out from Satan's candy store. It's just been just all the time I get into these... I'm just so getting worn out in regards of these things, trying to... I feel like I need a break, from it, in some sense. It's just so many lies out there, so many deceptions. It just keeps on going and going and going and going and going. Every direction. We really need to stand for some truth, it's like when you are part of a group, it's like you take all these characteristics of that group instead of just standing on the truth. Just getting. How hard can it be? Apparently, it's just it's just getting annoying, it just continues, and and again, I don't think it's healthy for me to talk with the false Jehovah's Witnesses anymore, because if they can't even see what is written, things and and all the just why can't we just stand on truth and take us wherever it leads us, And again, in regards to the Binitarian doctrine or view and all that, where there's like, oh yeah, in regards to the Spirit, that's not part of anything, and what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The Spirit is not part of God, or what? What are you saying, just follow what the Bible says, instead of all these games or these Pharisees, I'm just getting tired of it. It's just getting tired. But, let's squeeze all the mosquitoes who are flying around, right? And just get on the right track and just move in the right direction so we can just have more truth. Instead of all these, when people know the truth, it's a lot harder to have Satan come with his lies. But boy, he has had the time to make up a lot of things. That's for sure in regards of, and people, I had this woman that's from a Jewish source and saying, oh yeah, she studied history and Mary was just impregnated by a Roman soldier. And I'm like, oh no, this is just terrible. Give me a break. Give me a break. The same lies which have been going on for hundreds of years are still being promoted by people, you have to give me a break, It's just terrible. So anyway, what the best people can do, of course, is to read the Bible. Be careful of Paul. Jesus said an enemy would come and sow the bad seeds. And they had to grow up together, or they are growing up together until the harvest. So he had to come pretty quickly after Jesus went away. And power off. Bye. Oh, hopefully we'll post it.